Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Despite Harry's public desire for privacy, sometimes the leaks come from within the house. Now we've seen part of Archie and Lilibet's letter to Santa thanks to a leak from Mom. In the trailer for an upcoming Netflix holiday special with Love Meghan Holiday Celebration, we see the Duchess of Sussex moving through a series of festive scenes, from trimming trees to setting out snacks for Santa, and includes a mug decorated in her signature calligraphy. The children's message addressed to Santa is only partially visible, showing the phrases "have been good" and "travel safely," and is signed XO, Archie and Lil. The names appear again on personalised Advent calendars Meghan prepares during the footage. Meghan also reflects on her approach to hosting in the trailer, saying, "Being a hostess or a host, it's about making people feel comfortable." Speaking to People earlier this year about having her family visit the set, she said, "Archie did the filming clapboard. Sweet moments. I'd love that my children were able to watch me working and see the balance of that and understand what Mama does and is working to create and share." You may recall Harry once lived as a prince in the UK and gave it all up to get away from the press so he could protect his family. The short clip posted to her Instagram shows the Duke and Duchess of Sussex kissing in the kitchen as Meghan talks viewers through her approach to Christmas. In the trailer, the Duchess says, "I love the holiday season. It's about finding time to connect with people we love, embracing traditions and making new ones. Let the festivities commence and embrace the special touches that bring you joy." Meghan is seen preparing easy and elegant crafts, chopping ingredients, mixing cocktails, and carefully plating decorated Christmas biscuits. Later she explains, "Being a hostess or a host is about making people feel comfortable," adding, "You can do things that make people feel seen." Body language expert Judy James said, "It's Harry's cameo appearance that might create the discomfort here. He is seen standing front onto camera, looking like a very self-conscious fish out of water, as he holds a small bowl aloft and too high for comfort as he mixes whatever small dollop he has inside it." James went on to ask whether Harry had been invited to stir the pudding at last, having missed out on the 4-generational royal pudding stirring event that his brother appeared on, adding, "If so, this looks like a very censorious portion-size version." She was referring to the 2019 Christmas pudding-making moment involving the late Queen, King Charles, Prince William and Prince George, an event Harry did not attend shortly before stepping back from royal life. Nice dig by Judy there. The trailer was released hours after the latest as ever newsletter came out. In it, they talked turkey. When dreaming up the holiday collection months ago, Meghan imagined what it would taste like to have a sage honey drizzled on her Thanksgiving turkey. And ta-da, here we are, a stunning sage honey, aromatic and earthy, Epicurean in its depth of flavor and elegant simplicity, inspired by the treats she enjoys at her home with her family. In the Daily Beast, Tom Sykes suggests Meghan Markle's frantic insistence on the title of Duchess is an attempt to imprint her family's royal connections on the public before their inevitable removal. The Harper's Bazaar interview with Meghan was meant to be a triumphant finger aimed at the British royals. Released on the very day that Prince William and Princess Catherine signified their increased responsibility by attending the Royal Variety performance, this clear attempt to overshadow them was Meghan's most extraordinary own goal yet. The world ignored the tedious gold boss platitudes and instead revelled in her insistence that everyone around her use her full royal title, even in situations where it made no sense. Meghan belatedly appears to have woken up to the direction of travel. Before Andrew, the argument was that divine right meant that royal titles could never be taken away. Post-Andrew, the question has become, why should all these other people keep their titles? Meghan's strategy is to use the titles more, not less, across the private, commercial and PR planes of her existence to try and imprint them on the public mind. The same applies to her use of the surname Sussex. The British public is clamouring for a reckoning and for titles to be removed from all Sussexes and Yorks. If King Charles III really wanted to shift the desperate polling for the monarchy and the appalling state of his legacy as it currently stands, he would man up and do the job for William. More Palace in just a moment. Heat World suggested the Sussexes cross the one person in Hollywood who nobody messes with. The issue, the recent picture gate involving Kris Jenner. In an article Heat World shared, we're told the way Kris sees it, Harry and Meghan have asked for and received her advice and connections. Here she was inviting them past the velvet rope of Oz, and she felt like they repaid her by acting as though they are too good to be seen partying with her. Kris and Kim now have egg on their faces, and you better believe they're fuming. Asking for permission to share photos is done as a courtesy, but Kris certainly wasn't expecting anyone to say no, and certainly not Meghan and Harry. We're hearing that despite the caliber of guests at the bash, Kris feels that the former royals still see themselves as somewhat superior to the grafters of Tinseltown. And now we're told that their request for the candid snaps to be taken down is something Kris cannot let slide, as she plans to cancel the duo from Hollywood. To her, it says everything she needs to know about them, the insider says. She's had plenty of people use her connections in her lifetime. Many more have tried, but she's at a point where that doesn't really happen anymore, because as soon as she spots it, she cuts the relationship off, and that's all of her influential friends know. So Harry and Meghan should take note of that. Kris and Kim have heard all the rumors about the Sussexes being tricky and prone to diva behavior, but this incident caught them totally off guard, and the more they reflect on it, the worse it's sitting with them. It's a massive slap in the face, and one that Kris cannot let slide. Heatworld adds, to make matters worse, with photographers from within the velvet-draped casino, complete with crystal chandeliers, personalized poker chips and martinis, have dominated headlines. There's no doubt that the Sussex scandal has overshadowed what the Kardashians had hoped would be the party of the year. The insider continued, it's just so insulting and ungracious from Kris's point of view. The way it comes across, rightly or wrongly, is that the Sussexes consider themselves superior to the Kardashians, and they felt embarrassed to be seen with them. That's left a very bad taste in everyone's mouths, and it's hard to see how Meghan or Harry can salvage the friendship moving forward. An opposing view rooting for Team Sussex suggested, as usual, the fault lies with Harry's family. If it wasn't for their constant judgment and criticism, Meghan and Harry wouldn't have to guard their privacy the way they do. Apparently, Meghan and Harry are saying they were asked if they wanted their photos shared publicly, and they said no, because they knew it would be frowned upon by his family. Meghan is distraught as she respects Kris, but she's not giving up hope. She has already sent an apology letter and will no doubt be mailing holiday gift packages and other peace offerings to find her way back into the Kardashians' good books. She's hopeful it'll all blow over and water under the bridge soon enough, but when you cross this family, there tends to be no way back, and the likelihood is that they'll be giving Harry and Meghan an extremely wide berth moving forward. Meghan's not giving up, but right now it's a nightmare as far as their social prospects go, and it's likely to cost them a lot of money too. She really didn't mean to upset Kris and just wants the friendship back. We asked our Royal Insider Deep Crown about this. Usually he isn't very interested in the Sussex gossip, but we did get a reaction from him. One has to marvel at the extraordinary naivete, or perhaps its calculated audacity, of imagining that an event hosted by Kris Jenner would somehow qualify as an intimate, camera-shy affair. The woman has built an empire on the strategic deployment of imagery. Did they suppose the photographers were there for Mr. Bezos' private scrapbook? The fundamental miscalculation here reveals a pattern we've observed from Montecito, a persistent desire to move freely within certain circles, while simultaneously maintaining an arm's-length disdain for the very currency those circles trade in, publicity. One cannot have it both ways. The Kardashians understand this implicitly. They've made peace with the transactional nature of modern celebrity. The Sussexes, it appears, still labor under the impression that they occupy some rarefied middle ground between royalty and Hollywood, entitled to the benefits of both whilst bound by the obligations of neither. There may have been an olive branch, however, as Kris Jenner reposted 2 clips that Meghan released, the trailer for her Netflix Christmas special and her new Harper's Bazaar cover, signaling that any speculation of tension between the pair has now eased, or not. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice, and leave us a nice review if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.